can't lie to you. Most of the days, I just feel empty inside. And of course, like I'm doing the things I need to do, work and take care of the things I need to take care of, create, and do the side things that I do, model. It's a lot of things, but I can still feel empty inside and feel like I have this weight on my shoulders. And these are some of the things that I use to truly get through those moments. And I think just looking at my past and how my journey has been, like how life has been, I could see where I had the down moments or where I felt like I lost a lot of things and I came out. And those moments I could take a little bit of lessons out of, but honestly, the older you get, it's like new lessons come and it's like new lows come. So you gotta it's hard to kind of be prepared for those moments, but at the same time, you can always look back and think of like the things that helped you and helped you get through those moments. One of the main things I stopped doing was waiting for motivation and just taking action. And this can be hard. It's like easier said than done. But one of the things that helps me is when I tend to overthink and I find myself overthinking, I know it's best to just do it. Just do it and just know in the back of my head, it's not gonna look perfect and it's not gonna look the way that I want it to look. Like once I get that through my head, I know that action is gonna beat just being motivated and just thinking about something like I wanna do or I wanna get to. Like, no, just take the chance. I think one of the biggest pivotal moments in my life is when I quit my job and I had decided to go all in, start creating content and travel and do my thing. That was a pivotal moment in my life is because I took action and I didn't do too much thinking. And once I did that, I had met so many cool people. I did so many cool things. And just my life overall felt like I upgraded because my whole perspective just changed. And once I did that, it's like I came out a different person. And nobody could take that from you. So it's like once I just do things instead of thinking about what can go wrong or I should be worried about this or I should be doing this. That thinking just doesn't get you nowhere. And every time I think about that, it makes me so frustrated because I am a person that overthinks at times and probably too much. The next thing I did was really just lower my expectations. And some days I really just need to get through. And I think I learned this from being an athlete, going to practice day in, day out, blood, sweat, and tears. I'm working out crazy. One of the best things that I would think about is like, I just need to get through this practice. If I get through this practice, I know it's gonna feel like death. I know it's just gonna feel like the end of the world. And why am I continuing to do this sport? I need to get through this because it's just another day knocked down. You would be so surprised how much the little things matter. Like even when I was in sport, I ran track and field. One of the best things that I did was really dial down on my form, technique, and some of the tiny little things that go into races. That put me ahead of so many other people. But at the same time, I knew I had to show up every day because it was gonna come together eventually. Like I wasn't getting the performances that I really wanted to get, but I knew eventually I would get everything to come together. And that's what ended up happening. I had to go through those moments where I just didn't feel like doing it. It's days I wake up, I just don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like doing work. I don't feel like doing anything. But I know like getting through that day, the next day is gonna be different. Honestly, some days I'll go to sleep and wake up next day, it's like, this is completely different. And I'm having a better day than I had yesterday. The next point I wanna make is purpose really keeps me going. Like purpose is one of the big things. Like if I'm not working on something or building something that is bigger than me, I'm really gonna feel out of it. I'm not gonna feel like myself. And that's one thing that I hate, working my regular 9 to 5. I do get stuck in this mindset, stability and just doing the regular routine. But I know that if I stop and I'm not working on things that are bigger than me and working on something I feel like is my purpose, then it's just like, it's gonna be bad. Like it's gonna get bad. So whenever I really focus on things that are going to help me build, say creating my brand or traveling, creating new videos, just keeping my creative juice is flowing, that's when I really feel like, okay, I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling, different. And that's gonna have me in a positive mood. Sometimes that is really the thing that really helps me keep going, because I know that things gonna get better, and everything that I'm doing right now is contributing towards this one thing or this one goal. I'd rather like fail at doing something or going after something big than just settling and being like, okay, this is my life and this is how things gonna go. I don't always wake up super excited about the things that I got going in my life or the things that I can look forward to. Purpose really carries me when emotions just can't. The next thing that really helps me keep going when I'm just feeling down and out is I stop trying to be happy all the time. It's a fleeting feeling, like it's gonna go away. I really appreciate my peace, my own company sometimes, and I know some of the things that will have me in a better mood, and that's really what counts. Once you figure out the things that kind of makes you peaceful, you're gonna gravitate towards those things. If that's doing a certain hobby, if that's doing something like taking a walk or whatever it may be, you're gonna keep doing those things because that keeps you afloat. And knowing those things is what's gonna help you keep going. And being that I like to be alone and I find peace being alone, the next thing I gotta talk about is just isolation, because isolation is good sometimes, but it could be bad, because when you're sitting in isolation 24/7, it's like, your thoughts get so loud. Everything gets so loud, and it can have you thinking like whatever is going on in your head is reality, and that's not true. Like, you could be thinking things is bad and things not going your way and all this crazy stuff, and that's just how you're gonna feel for the rest of the day. Sometimes you really gotta get out and step out of your comfort zone, do something, have something planned, because being stuck in your head is gonna have you just in a bad place, and changing your environment is so good for you sometimes. Like recently I went to a World Cup game, and I work remotely most of the time, so going to that game was like the highlight of the week. I could get out, new environment, I'm around crazy fans, and it was just overall a good experience. I feel like a lot of people don't experience going to a World Cup game, so I thought that was pretty cool. But doing little stuff like that, like where you're not trapped in your head, like you actually living and doing something, I realized, being alone is cool sometimes, but being completely isolated and a hermit is just not good. Like, you gotta go out. One of the biggest things that I feel I've been strong at is just not quitting. Like, I could think of all the times like I've had as an athlete and getting through some of the toughest moments. One of the best things that I had was like supportive people on my side, but at the same time, I didn't quit, and I'm still doing some of the same things that I was doing back then. It's just at different levels, and I have new connections. I have better connections. So it's like things like modeling has stepped up. I've entered a different realm. Like, I've been through different experiences. So it's like, I know more. I know better people. I know better connections. I can get further. So it's like certain things that you've been working on at this age and you get older, honestly, it could be elevated and your life can kind of do a complete 360 flip, and you at a new level because you stayed at it and you didn't quit. That's one of the best things. I know that's another line. It's like, don't quit. Like, that's cliche or whatever. Like, it's not that simple. But persistence and just having the will to not give up is something that a lot of people, I feel, don't have. And if you can stay at something, of course you could take breaks from time to time. Of course you're gonna have moments where it's just a gap. You're not doing something for a while, but you go back to it and you get back at it. You're getting through and you're not giving up.